It's time to begin the epic quest to hunt for the best values in video games. My name is Chris, and I am the Bargin Game Hunter. So I'm sure a lot of you are probably thinking, first of all, why is this its own series? And second of all, why is it not just staying part of the haul on the BigCTV channel? I have a few reasons for this. First off, I've gotten really into bargain game hunting. Part of it is I've watched a whole bunch of YouTube channels that are specifically focused on bargain game hunting. And I think it's kind of fun, honestly. It's a challenge. You can build up your collection or find games that you can sell for a profit. It's kind of cool, actually. And I used to be a collector back in the day. I've gone on and off where like there are points where I was like really hardcore collecting a bunch of games, and then points where I just stopped caring. I'm kind of back into the collecting phase now. So I'm totally down to build my collection of current and retro games, as well as, you know, get into the enjoyable part of hunting for games. So that's kind of why this series was created. And I made it its own thing from the haul, mostly because the haul was always intended to be for like big events, or, you know, I go on a trip, here's everything I got after it, not like little things like this. And because this has kind of become an ongoing thing, I figure, you know, let's just make it its own series. So essentially what the Bargain Game Hunter is going to be is not only me showing off various games that I've acquired to either build my collection or to flip, but I'm also going to show you kind of some tips and tricks that I've learned throughout my time as a bargain game hunter that you might be able to use to your advantage. So a lot of this stuff I learned from either other YouTube channels or by just doing it myself. And there's some pretty good stuff here. So if you are interested in building up your own video game collection, this might be a pretty helpful video series. So in terms of where I'm going to go bargain hunting, there's a whole bunch of different options. The main avenues that I'm going to be utilizing, online sales, of course. In today's day and age, there's a lot of online deals and a lot of online sales. I'm going to take advantage of them as best I can. So anytime I can find an online sale that I can really take advantage of, I'm going to do it. We're going to go thrift store shopping. I have a Goodwill not too far away. I also have a more local thrift shop not too far away, so I want to check those out, see if I can track down some games that maybe I want to add to the collection, maybe I want to flip, who knows. Flea markets. There's actually a couple flea markets kind of near my place, so I'm going to try to check those out, see if I can find some good deals there. Of course, more retail shops. Especially lately, it seems like a lot of retail locations have been doing pretty crazy sales, so I'm going to try to find as many of those deals as I can and go from there. Now, one thing I'm tempted to do, and if you all want to see this, please leave a comment down below. A couple channels that I know of, especially the main one that I know of is Retro Rick, which if you haven't checked out his channel, it's really good. Has done a video series where he built an entire video game collection from just $10, which is pretty awesome. I mean, he is definitely a lot more professional on how to do it. Me being someone who's pretty new to that game, I'm not sure I want to attempt it with just $10. So I might do it with like 30 and see if I can build like a massive game collection out of that. So if you want to see me attempt that, leave a comment down below and let me know, because I'm kind of down to do it. I think it'd be kind of fun. Anyway, enough of me rambling and then explaining what this series is going to be. Let's get to the meat and potatoes, which is I have some new game pickups. And this is going to be filmed in 2 little segments. You're not going to notice any difference, besides I'll probably be wearing a different shirt. But I figured for the first episode of the Bargain Game Hunter, let's go easy and take advantage of some online sales. So tip number 1 that I'm going to share with everybody, always look for buy one, get one sales. A lot of different retailers do it. The 2 main ones that come to mind are Target does a buy 2, get 1 deal. And then GameStop does a ton of buy so-and-so, get so-and-so deals. And sometimes they can be really good. So take advantage of those when you can. Obviously, the more expensive the game, the more money you're going to pay. Usually, I try to pick like lower tier or lower cost games for these deals just because I feel you get the best value. You know, picking up 3 games for $10 each, or, you know, 4 games for $5 each, which is basically what I did for this video. It's pretty darn good, and you can get some really high quality titles. So the first deal that I took advantage of was Target this week is doing their buy 2 get 1 deal on games. So what I decided to do is look at the lowest amount games that they had on their website. And I picked up 3 brand new games. These have all already arrived. The second batch I'm still waiting on. Those are not from Target though. So all of these games ended up being around $15 each. And that is going to be tip number 2. For those who want to take advantage of these buy so-and-so, get so-and-so. Always pick games that are in the same price range, because that is how you are going to get the best value. If you buy one game that's $60, one game that's $30, and one game that's $15, the $15 game is going to be free. You're much better off if you have a bunch of $60 games you want to buy, get all $60 games. If you have a bunch of cheaper games you want to buy, get them all around the same price. You're losing money if you decide to buy different ones of different prices. So just make sure to take advantage of the deal the best. Get all games at the same price range. All of these were around $15. They had kind of weird dollar amounts to them, and of course I'll show that in the price, but they're all around $15. So the first game, and because these are from Target, these are all brand new, never been played. First game that I picked up, Ghost Recon Breakpoint on the Xbox One. This one was free because it was the lowest dollar amount of the ones that I picked up. I do enjoy the Ghost Recon games. I have not played this one. I heard it didn't get the greatest reviews, but Ubisoft has been constantly updating it and adding a bunch of new content, so I'm kind of excited to see how it is. I also have Wildlands, which I haven't played yet, so maybe I'll jump into this one. But it's got HDR and it's Xbox One X enhanced, so that means it's going to look even better on my Series X. So I'm pretty excited for it, so we'll see how it turns out. But that one looks pretty fun. These next 2 are games that are kind of not niche, but not ones that you see very often in stores. And I read the descriptions on them. They look kind of fun, so I'm like, you know what, I'll take advantage of them. Especially because one thing I want to do on the BigCTV Plays channel is a series where I play kind of lesser known games that people might not have heard of. And honestly, I think both of these are prime candidates for that series. Next one is going to be Fade to Silence on Xbox One. This is a THQ Nordic game, which THQ Nordic has kind of caved out its own path of being like the mid-tier publisher, which THQ used to be back in the day. Now THQ Nordic is just releasing all these kind of weird, not quite AAA, but not quite budget titles, and they seem to be doing a pretty good job of it. So this game looks interesting. It's basically like a combat game. Apparently there's some survival elements to it. It sounds interesting, and I watched the trailer. The trailer looked good, so I'm like, you know, I'll try this out, see how it is. It was $15 at retail, so essentially I paid like $10 for it if you include the freebie, so not too bad for a brand new sealed game. Last game I got is also a THQ Nordic game. Surprise, surprise. It is an RPG called Elix. This looks like a sci-fi / fantasy RPG. Again, looks pretty solid. I don't know how good it is, but it looks interesting, and I figured that'd be kind of a unique addition to the collection. So all in all, if you include the fact that one of the games was completely free, I paid essentially $10 per game, which is quite solid, especially since all of these were sealed. They're not super duper old. I think most of them are like 2019 game. This one's 2017. Fade to Silence is 2019. And then Ghost Recon Breakpoint is also 2019. So none of them are like ancient games. They're all fairly new and all look pretty good. So we'll see how they are. But those are my first additions. But I did take advantage of another sale And I'm going to show you those pickups right now. Here I am at Walmart, about to do a little clearance game hunting. And this is kind of a tip that I can share for those of you amateur game hunters out there. So lately Walmart has been doing a bunch of clearance on their games. My Walmart hasn't been the greatest for that. I found one for really cheap, and that was the 3DS game, codename Steam. I got that for $1. But I haven't found much else besides that. They did have some game for 3 cents, but those are long gone. However, last night when I was at Walmart, I did see one game I was interested in. I didn't pick it up because I was on the fence. But I decided, you know what? I'll pick it up and we'll see if there's anything else worth my time. So let's head over to the game section and see what we got. All right, so I just got out of Walmart. So I want to explain my process with this because it can be very beneficial if you're looking for really cheap games. I haven't had the best luck with it, but you might have better luck depending on your location. Walmart currently is doing a whole bunch of like really cheap discounts on games. I think they just have a ton of games in their inventory and they're trying to get rid of the ones that just aren't selling. So they're doing some pretty low prices on games. And sometimes you can find some terrific deals. Now, one thing I will tell you is that Walmart's clearance games out per store. So just because you find a deal at one store does not mean you will find the same deal at another store. So just keep that in mind, because there are a number of different places where you track down really good prices on games and then you go to your local store and they don't have it. So just keep that in mind, because not every store is going to have the same deals. But one trick you can use to try to make sure that you're finding the best deals, especially those hidden gems that you might not necessarily see, obviously, are searching for hidden clearance games at Walmart. Now, hidden clearance games are games that are cheaper than their sticker price, and how you can figure that out is using the Walmart app. If you don't have the Walmart app downloaded, I highly recommend you do so. It will give you the ability to scan barcodes when you're in the store, and it will tell you how much an item is in that particular store. So you don't have to like go hunting for a barcode. It's especially good when you're trying to track down how much certain items are, especially games, because you can see if they're hidden clearance or not. So in my Walmart, I picked up 2 items. One, they were both on clearance. Neither were hidden clearance. They're both as marked, but I still think they were worth the price that I paid. So the first one, and I saw this earlier in my Walmart. I didn't pick it up just because I wasn't sure I'd use it, because I currently don't have something that will use this. But I want to get one again eventually, and I figure, well, this is the opportunity to get this. So I have a on 3DS charger. So it's a brand new third-party 3DS charger from Walmart, $2.50. You're not going to beat that. That's pretty darn good. So I'm going to keep it sealed, hold on to it. And I mean, hey, if I can find a way to flip it for more than $2.50, I will. But I figure for $2.50, it's worth picking up. That way, if I eventually get another DS or a 3DS, I've got a charger that I can use. I believe it is compatible with both, so I can actually flip between the two. So I've got an all-in-one charger, which is nice. The last one is the one game that I picked up, and I was on the fence about picking this up originally. I wasn't planning on it. I actually passed on it once, but I ended up going back and picking it up because it's not a game I see very often, and I figure for the price that they're asking for, I think it's a pretty solid deal. Because usually I see it in like the $20 to $30 range. That is Shenmue 3 on the PS4. I know it's not the greatest game. It got pretty mediocre reviews when it came out, but I got it for $9, brand new. So I think I'm going to keep it sealed. I do want to play all the Shenmue games eventually, so I'm going to try to pick up the 1 and 2 double pack, probably on Xbox, but if I find it on PS4, I'll get it on PS4, and then I'll play Shenmue 3 on PS4 afterwards, or flip it if I find a good deal on it. So there you go. Some nice clearance games and some deals. that I was able to pick up at Walmart. So after I recorded part 1, I originally had a GameStop order that was supposed to come in by the time I'm recording this part. Unfortunately, it appears the delivery has been delayed until the following week. Not even this current week, which just started. It's the following week. So because that order might not come in for a while, I didn't want to wait to release this video. So it's kind of a short, but I think fairly sweet first edition of the Bargin Game Hunter here on BigCTV Plays. That's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoy this kind of content and want to see all kinds of other gaming related stuff, please hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell. That way you know when new games videos drop. We're going to be releasing videos sporadically. We're not going to have like a set schedule unlike the main BigCTV channel. We'll just release videos when we have them. But if you want to see all kinds of more gaming videos, be sure to check them out on this channel, as well as continuations of this series and some of our other ongoing series, including Adventures in Gaming, our BigCTV Plays series, and a few other things. One idea I wanted to bring up, and if you're interested in seeing it, please leave a comment down below, is starting a kind of a sub-series of the Bargin Game Hunter where I build my own game collection using $30. There's a YouTube channel called Retro Rick that did that with $10. Now he's a lot more savvy with finding cheap games and has a lot more luck. So I don't know if I want to go that low, but I figure 30 is a good starting point. So the goal will be to take that $30 and use it to expand and build a full-on game collection. I'm not talking like a handful of games. I'm talking a full-on collection. If you want to see me attempt that, leave a comment down below. I think I want to do it, so when I have the time and a little bit more expendable funds, I think I want to take a look at that and see what I can do. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time on the Bargin Game Hunter. Bye-bye.